In the news tonight, we cannot wish away poverty, says opposition leader during his budget presentation.
Cash grants, though needed and welcome, cannot take our people out of poverty.
And bill to be drafted to abolish preliminary inquiries into criminal proceedings in Guyana, says the Attorney General.
Across the Caribbean and even beyond in the Commonwealth, that one tier or first tier of the criminal process or the criminal trial process has been abolished. And you now review the statements and a magistrate can determine whether to commit or not. We are moving in that direction.
We cannot wish away poverty, said the opposition leader Aubrey Norton during his budget presentation in the National Assembly today. He said the budget does not deliver on poverty alleviation measures, no measures to reduce cost of living, and no measures to create employment.
Cash grants, though needed and welcome, cannot take our people out of poverty. Mr. Speaker, we have shown you that it does not focus on the development of our people. We recommend to you that you borrow from our people-centered vision and bring a budget that allows our people to develop. Mr. Speaker, this budget asphyxiates the poor man. This budget stifles the poor man. This budget kills initiative. It is for those reasons, Mr. Speaker, I can't afford to support this budget.
Norton said governance is a critical issue as he made his presentation to the national budget. He also outlined a number of measures which he described as people-centered.
APNU-AFC wishes to recommend the following measures to deal with the high levels of poverty in Guyana. We will identify, 1, the communities with high levels of poverty. 2, we will conduct a national poverty survey to further understand poverty in Guyana. Based on this survey, we will determine what is the minimum livable income and ensure those in poverty earn a minimum livable income. 3, we will educate those in poverty in financial literacy and small business management with the aim of giving them grants and loans to enable them to establish micro and small businesses. 4, ensure that our people are literate. Our education system needs to return to the fundamentals and to ensure that by the time a child arrives in grade 3, they can read, write, count, comprehend, and reason. In this regard, Mr. Speaker, our education system has failed our people, especially our young people. One of the prerequisites for poverty alleviation and eradication is the development of a literate and functioning society. We will pursue that. It is one of the smallest budgets in terms of allocation of resources to the people, since it is focused on putting resources in the hands of the rich. We in the APNU-AFC commit ourselves to deliver a high quality of life to the people of Guyana, utilizing innovative measures and people-centered program as we utilize the oil resources that our country has been blessed with. Mr. Speaker, we will implement a plan and not continue like this government.
He feels that the resources in the budget are badly allocated.
running late and can't wait to the gate? We got you. The Guyana Public Service Cooperative Credit Union Limited has introduced a fast and easier way to make payments to your accounts through the GT&T mobile money services. Here's how. Click on the MMG app. Under Services, select Pay Bills. When you are there, look for the Financial Institution option. Once that is done, select Guyana Public Service Cooperative Credit Union Limited to pay your loan or make payments to your savings. Payments to the credit union made easier. GPS CCU, the credit union you can bank on.
Guyana's Attorney General Anil Nandalal said this year is going to be a watershed year for many projects in the judicial and legal sector. He noted that his administration will draft a bill to abolish preliminary inquiries into criminal proceedings in Guyana.
Every day or so often we read in the newspapers the complaint about delay in the criminal justice system and the length of time that accused persons are languishing in prison. Well, part of that reason is because currently the law requires a preliminary inquiry to be done to establish a prima facie case before going to a judge and jury. Right across the Caribbean and even beyond in the Commonwealth, that one tier or first tier of the criminal process or the criminal trial process has been abolished. And you now review the statements and a magistrate can determine whether to commit or not. We are moving in that direction, removing that tier out of the criminal trial process and accelerating the trial. That will result in the elimination of tremendous backlog, Mr. Speaker.
The minister was at the time making his presentation on the 2023 national budget in the National Assembly. He said too that the establishment of a law school on these shores as a regional legal institution will be realized.
ProMedia Professional Live Streaming Service. Experience the difference when it's live. ProMedia provides you a complete range of live and demand streaming solutions no matter what your special event may be. Weddings, funerals, concerts, press conferences, conventions, seminars, workshops, meetings, religious events, and more. For more information, call 669-5376 or 609-5264. Experience the difference when it's live.
Washi. Hi people. Washing made so easy since I found Washi. Washi me use wash me clothes and I can say Washi soap powder wash clothes so nice. Washi soap powder leave your clothes color bright. Washi soap powder leave me clothes smelling nice, of course. So give thanks to Washi soap powder for doing my laundry right. Keep my clothes color bright. Have my clothes smelling nice for sure. I could not ask for more. Comes in lemon and original. It is a washing machine in a pack. Washi soap powder wash clothes so nice. Washi soap powder leave your clothes color bright. Washi soap powder have my clothes smelling nice, of course.
Distributors located in the Stabrook Market.
APN UFC Member of Parliament Kathy Hughes said her overriding response to the 2023 budget is a deep disappointment that this opportunity to really give our country and our people what they have waited so long for is an opportunity lost. She reminded the government of some of the achievements of the APNUAFC government without the oil funds.
Speaker, I note that in 2016 our inflation rate was 1.4, 2017 1.5, 2018 1.6, 2019 0.1 by the same government that supposedly mismanaged the economy. Today it's a whopping 7.2% and rising as the food costs highlight. Prudent management of the inflation rate. Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, if we look at Appendix 6 in the budget, of course, it talks about our public debt. And I don't want to list all the figures because of time, but I just want to say in 2018, it was 1.79 billion, and by this year, we expect it to be 4.4 billion. Mr. Speaker, the minister states on page 26, since returning to office, we invested over 10 billion in plant and equipment. This year, sugar gets over 4 billion. And yet, Mr. Speaker, when the coalition was in power and so-called mismanaged the industry, in 2019, 92,282 tons of sugar was produced. And in 2022, under the excellent management of Mr. Singh, the PPPC could barely produce 47,000 tons. This does not make a lot of business sense, Mr. Speaker.
You spoke about the high cost of living and the increase in old age pension.
Show good quality depends. A bill for $4,000. And I know Depends can be bought cheaper in Guyana. But it was a pensioner that said to me, Miss Cathy, we buy this one because it lasts a little longer. So your $5,000 increase would be spent on 18 Depends. And maybe we could throw in a bottle of Ensure for the pensioners. Is that the best we can do? Mr. Singh, Honorable Minister Ashley Singh, you and this PPP government have given the pensioners nothing really. And that's why we had recommended 50,000. Our persons with special needs, whom the Minister of Education boasts we're going to do more for, which is good. They get an increase of $2,000. Really, Mr. Speaker? That is actually 2 taxi drops, assuming you're living in Georgetown. If you're living anywhere near Herstelling, it would be 2,000 or 2,500, depending on the time of day. Mr. Speaker, there has been much debate about the future of education. And I am strong and I support the programs that are going to improve the ability to give a higher quality education to our students. But Mr. Speaker, we have been told, but we have to ask, how come with a budget of over 700 billion, we have to wait until 2025 for the students, the university students, to get a little something? Mr. Speaker, could we give them a 50% reduction in the fees? Get creative, work together, maybe arrange a 25% rebate, something to help the students in these difficult times. How can we justify putting $4 billion into sports? And I'm a strong supporter of sports. How can we support and justify $4 billion in sports and a little over $3 billion for the University of Guyana, the premier institution where we and the private sector expect our qualified Guyanese students to come out of from?
For these and other stories, do visit us at our website www.rdproductiongy.com.